Man, GG Kaboomer on grabbing first.
Hello.
Very nice, very nice. Hello, Untech welcome in. Janet, hello. How you doing today? Welcome in. Curtis does a dig. Hello. I saw that you had posted in Discord that you got those sour candies and were enjoying them. I'm glad you enjoy them. They are pretty... I found them really sour. I'm curious, do you find them quite as sour as I do? Or are you like, yeah, they're sour, but they're not that bad? I'm curious. But hello, everyone. Welcome in. Of course, grabbing all your blueberries and everything. Very nice, very nice. I'm excited. Today we get to be a part of the podcast that Seadubbs is hosting here on the Guild Rush, and I'm excited. I'm a bit nervous about it too. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. Nervous, but excited. And of course, we are raising money for gamers outreach today. So if you do got a couple dollars you can spare, every little bit helps. And just staying and hanging out also huge support. I appreciate it. But I'll quickly show some of it in. Oh, why are my incentives all ginormous? Crazy bees. Some ways to die. Task time, dungeon run, and prank. A lot of this. If you donate during the podcast, I'll probably have to go and do this after. I'm probably not going to interrupt the podcast to stop everything and go die somewhere or do a prank or something. Probably not in the middle of a podcast. I'll be an excellent guest. That's the word, guest. We have like 10 minutes to get before we need to like actually be there. So we should probably do that at some point. But I did want to say, oh, by the way, milestones. Our next milestone is a makeover stream. I believe we're a little ways away from it, if I recall correctly. I have to pull it up real quick. I know. I haven't done it already. What's up with that? Tisk, right? We're $40 away from that. So quite a bit of a stretch. But, maybe by the end of the month. We'll see. Anyways. Hot being during a podcast? I would do it. I don't know how I'd do the sour candies because they take so long to eat. But I would be like, oh, Seadubbs, sorry, no, real quick, be right back. All right, but seeing as before we do all that, I was actually just going through and making sure that I've touched everything here and stuff, but I don't think we actually have that much time to do any of this before the podcast. Now, the podcast is probably going to be about, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Okay. Guys, I'm nervous. I've never been on a podcast before. This would be the first for me. I was a bit sad I was not able to do it last year. So I am really excited to be a part of it this year. Wait. Okay, I got extra breeze rods. Let's not put the extra stuff in there. This the next person. Okay. Yeah, let's just stop and go over there. Let's not be all distracted and lose track of time. Show up late and I feel like I rushed saying hi to you guys today. I feel like I missed something. And I'm not sure what it is in my brain that I would have missed. But hello. Hi. Hello. Oh, let's take a real quick look. Let's see. As a total, everyone all together, we have raised $7,879.70. Look at all those signs! And there's more to come. That's so amazing. So many signs. Let's see. We could, Armor Blue Gaming. I'm on there? What? I know Cubit, Disaster Kitty. Wait, hold up. Boomer's gonna be up here somewhere. Probably. And Curtis does a dig. It's probably up here somewhere. Farewell. There's Curtis. I don't know if I'm missing it. Did I just scroll past it super fast? Yeah, so it is. It's over a certain amount, so you do have to do. So you're definitely on here somewhere. But if it was like just $3, those ones are not enough to get on here. Hold up. But I know you have donated more than that. I just can't find it. Because I'm like looking too fast and just like I end up skimming over it. Probably. Oh, Kaboomer 13 right there. Right behind the 8. There you are, Kaboomer. There you are, Kaboomer. Oh, you found it. All the way left. By the top. 2. I don't know. We need to go to the Hall of Teleports. Not... Hall of Teleports. Over here. Oh, we got 5 minutes, you guys. Let's not be late. Oh, I don't need any of this on. Let's go. I might turn off the music for the actual podcast. Podcast set. This way to the podcast. Stalling. Yeah, I might be a little...
That sounds amazing.
I might be a little bit nervous.
So my older son
I'm the last one
has
here.
always
Oh no.
been obsessed with like the peanut butter cups, like peanut butter on the inside, chocolate on the outside. Yep. So for his birthday one year, I made him a peanut butter chocolate cake, and so it was like
got tissues. Oh,
it
it's
was
so cute.
chocolate cake bottom, then like a peanut butter frosting mousse filling, topped with a layer of peanut butter cake, and then the whole thing was
Ooh.
frosted in chocolate frosting, and that thing was delicious.
I would imagine. I do have one goal, like in the next couple of years. I do want to make tiramisu because that technically is my
I
favorite
love
cake.
tiramisu.
It takes some time.
Yeah,
So
I made tiramisu once. I've only made it the one time. You're not wrong. There is some labor there.
I
You're
I
not
forget-
hearing it? Okay, Jay.
There's another. I'll remember it later. There's another cake, Cal. With she mods with Music Man and I. There's a cake that she makes that's very similar to tiramisu, but it's a little different, I guess, flavor profile wise. But like the actual methods of the cake making and everything is very similar. I can't opera cake. Yeah.
Opera
That's right.
cake.
She's been wanting me to make one of those for a long time, but I guess it can be a lengthy process, I guess.
Is this something I need to look up? Oh, that looks beautiful. Is it like, it almost reminds me of a Napoleon, but in cake form.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that looks pretty. Well, now I have to make that. Duh.
Sorry.
I know. People can't talk about food around me or I'll go make it.
I know. I joke around because from last life, I remember asking you, I was like, okay, if I reach a goal, I said we gotta have a baking tier list stream where we just talk about baked goods and tier list them. I mean, first of all, we need to do that.
Yeah.
But second of all, that's gonna be such a fun time with you because Math Girl and sweets. Now we're talking.
Yep. I can talk about food a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, I often do.
Not a bad thing.
No.
Not a bad thing indeed.
No. By the way, my birthday dinner last night.
You did what? Math Girl?
Oh, my birthday dinner last night was so good. And I just wanted to mention that because I'm still kind of obsessed with it and can't stop thinking about it.
Are you going to tell us what it is really quickly?
Sure. Really quickly. I had steak that my son made for me. And he also made honey, bacon, balsamic Brussels sprouts roasted that were delicious. And then I made bacon and blue cheese, twice baked potatoes, and of course the brownstone front cake for dessert. It was an amazing meal.
Yeah, I would say so.
That sounds so good.
I would say
Still
it's even better because you didn't have to make it, Like
well,
it
I did make the twice baked potatoes and I did make the cake. But my son made the steak and the Brussels sprouts, so I didn't have to do everything. So there's that.
Yeah.
Tack does something similar with broccoli instead of the Brussels sprouts. Oh, and I freaking love that. It's so good. But alrighty. Welcome on in. I did create a group. If you guys, I know we're all technically in proximity of each other. But on my end, if you guys want to join that group, it prevents me from moving my character, and I'm able to kind of tab out and look at OBS. That way I don't have to necessarily look at you to hear you guys in optimal form.
Fair.
And I also never know if Prox Chat works off of FreeCam or if it works off of my bodily character. So I'm always like... So I always kind of make sure, because I kind of free cam this a little bit. I'll move a little bit. You guys will kind of see me do that, especially in times. But if you are live, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just if you guys do get rated or if you guys are adjusting or doing something with chat, just give me some sort of a code word and we can pass on from you or go to the next person or whatever. You feel free to be fully engaged with chat as well. Obviously, keep in mind to try to just mute up or push to talk I'm really bad with push to talk, so I end up using my microphone before I would ever do push to talk. It's kind of funny. Um, Ironically, when we do Balatro events, instead of doing push to talk, I actually do push to mute. Um, and so it's just the pure opposite. So I try to get out of the push to talk habit on Minecraft, and one of these days I'm going to be, yeah. So, excuse me. Other than that, welcome on in. This is my third. Oops, I am not tabbed out. This is my third year doing this, so it's good to see you guys. Obviously, I know most of you. I joke around with Jen about this, but I know Jen more off of, Music Man's community and being raided into Slack Lizard all the time more than anything. Whereas the rest of you, I kind of know. Well, Math Girl, I've just known from both sides of that actually, but the rest of you I kind of know from Dragonfell and these events and having a blast. And in the past, we've done these events. I think the first year I did this event, I did like 80% Minecraft, 20% Guild Rush. I'm sorry, Gamers Outreach. Last year I tried to change that a little bit. Soup found out, as we were joking about at the beginning here, where I did about 40 to 50% Gamers Outreach and then like 40 to 50% Minecraft. I got some bad news for you, Soup. Well, that's good news, but I got some bad news for the tissue situation. This year we've been doing about 80% Gamers Outreach talk and charity talk.
Listen,
So
I've got tissues just in case, but I'm
That's-
not gonna cry. I'm not.
So
I can't promise I'm not gonna cry because, yeah.
Yeah. No, and
The
that's
tissues
all right.
are ready.
The tissues are ready.
I've been given tissues by Invisible.
Yes.
Yeah, we have our
Invisible-
tissues handy.
Thank you.
If you're lucky, you might get cookies later. I don't know. We do already have cake, so for Math Girl, so who knows. But beyond that, yeah, I am gonna start probably the same way I have been with everybody else. We'll just kind of go around the room. We'll introduce ourselves. Just kind of introduce who you are, maybe how long you've been streaming, what kind of content do you make, and honestly, I'm gonna leave it kind of up to you to kind of give a little bit of a descriptive about what you want about yourself, whether how long you've been streaming, where you play and do your content, and then we can just kind of go from there. Math Girl, do we want to start with you and go around the room?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So, no, I'm Math Girl. I have been streaming for, is it almost 4 years now?
Goes
That's
by fast.
wild.
Yep.
It does go by fast. It's 3 or 4 years, and I'm sure pretty soon here when I have my anniversary, I'll know. But that's coming up soon. So let's see what kind of content I do and what else.
Yeah, really just where people can find
Okay.
you and stuff like just the basics, Yeah.
I mostly just stream. I
Finding
do
Math
try
with
to
the
do
previous
YouTube
use a lot of
videos, but I've
language
been
here.
really bad at it lately. So mostly you can catch me streaming, and I typically stream Minecraft over on Dragonfell. I also have gotten into playing some variety games. So I do Stardew with Stu and Midna, and I do Phasmo with Luminessa and Mama Melissa as well.
Very nice. I really enjoy the Stardew. Not that I don't enjoy Phasmo. It's just that I
Yeah.
don't know as much about Phasmo. But
No, we
the
are
Stardew has been a vibe.
We are having a ton of fun with the Stardew.
Yeah. Jen, what about you? You want to let the people know who you are?
I'm Gemfire. I'm usually doing Bedrock content. Not nervous at all.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm usually on Truly Bedrock, which is a Bedrock content creator server. Or you'll find me in Slackville, which is our community server as well. A lot of people know me through my husband's Black Lizard, who's also on there. Usually do Bedrock content for my YouTube videos and stuff, but I've just been doing some mini games and stuff as well, and obviously been invited to a few events on Java. I've been doing a lot of bingo as well here recently. Occasionally do other games, like we've just hit the $100 milestone on my side here, which has just unlocked a monthly Among Us stream.
Nice.
Looking forward to that. And I don't really know what else to say right now.
No, that's perfect. No, those are fun. I do think it's fun when people are able to engage in their community too, especially with these charity events and whatnot. And Among Us is just fun. It's a fun little game.
Yes, it does.
Armor Blue.
Hey, I'm Armor Blue. I've been streaming for around 3 years, mostly Minecraft. Playing with friends recently on Dragonfell, and this is the second year I've done Guild Rush. And I do have a YouTube as well. And occasionally I play some random games, like I've played Portal or Among Us, or like even some Mario Odyssey and stuff. Just every now and again.
Nice. That's fun.
Usually
And
a bit on the chaotic side, and not very skilled, but lots of fun and laughs.
I mean, sounds like you'll fit in just fine. Chaotic and not very skilled. That's right up my alley.
Wait, we're
right
supposed
there.
to be skilled?
I know. I was like,
I didn't get that memo.
Yes, really quickly, Math Girl. I'm glad Armor Blue brought it up. She said it was her second year doing Guild Rush. How many years have you been doing Guild Rush? Probably since the start.
No, actually, the year that you and I were on a team,
Yep.
Team Gold, 2 years
Yes.
ago, that was my first Guild Rush as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know Zelda and Stu, I think, are the only two that I'm aware of who have been on all of the Guild Rush.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because Stu mentioned something about being this being his 4th year, and I was like, it's been around that long?
I know, right? So that was my first Guild Rush, and then last summer I was I helped with like admin and things last year because I was in the middle of a move across country.
Yep.
And so I was packing up my entire house. So it didn't seem like the right time for me to be on a team and play. So I mostly just helped, behind the scenes last year. So I was around a lot, but I wasn't like playing.
Yeah.
So this was technically my second time as a player, but I've been around for 3 of the Guild Rush.
Yeah. No, I know you've done a lot of work as well with a lot of the events that Dragonfell hosts and whatnot. And Jen, I know this. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. This is your first Guild Rush, right? But you did.
Yes,
Last
this is my
Life?
first one. I
Yeah.
did Last Life recently as well, and I've done 2 other things. Build for Better as well. For the last
That's
one was
right.
for Gamers Outreach. The
That's
one
right.
before was for Special Effect.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. Okay. Awesome. I just like to keep a quick track. Soupy,
Yeah.
little introduction. Who are you?
Hi. I'll just do the shtick. I'm Soup Rex, aka Soup. I like dinos and I like soup. That's the whole thing. But no, I've been streaming for it'll be 2 years in October. This is my second Guild Rush. My 4th charity event because I did Guild Rush, and then Last Life was my first Last Life this past season, and then I also was doing Build for Better this past round, and then this. So this is like my 4th charity event.
Heck yeah.
I mostly stream on Twitch, but I have started to dabble a little bit in YouTube. It's slow going.
Yep.
But I've started to dabble a little bit. and mostly Minecraft content with some variety, cozy games thrown in there, some scary games because chat likes to make me scream. So
Yeah,
hmm
I love that. And I'll tell you what, for the people that are trying to get into YouTube, because I've been saying that for years too, but boy, I'll tell you what, have fun with it. That's the most important thing. You know, but shorts, your clips, man. I was shocked. I don't know if it was Sherbert or maybe it was Crank. I can't remember, or Dr. J. I don't remember, but somebody in the Minecraft community, they just started posting their clips as shorts everywhere, and they started doing really, really, really well. And I was like, and they just started getting traction doing shorts. So, a little bit of extra added fun to that. But no, my biggest thing is just have fun with it. Have fun with it. Don't let it stress you out.
Yeah, yeah. It helps that luckily one of my mods and my editor is my husband.
There you
So
go.
I get to rope him into
There you
doing the stressful stuff and I get to do the fun part.
Exactly. No, that's awesome. Well, cool. Now that let me see. I think now that I can do that, I can bring up OBS. I can pull this over, and now Seadubbs is just stuck. You guys can come over and kill me, and now I can't defend myself. So that almost happened a couple
You
weeks
even
ago.
took your
Why
totem
would
out of your
we do
hand.
that?
For one split moment, I thought it was an invitation. Like, this is the segment
Right?
where we go and do this.
The different responses.
I love it. Yeah, no, I can't remember if it was Stu or Krish. Not Krish. Oh my gosh, I've got Krish brain rot now. Chemist. Um, they were joking around with their bow and arrow towards the end, and I realized I was tabbed out, and I thought they were gonna start shooting me, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm tabbed out. If they shoot me, I'm just gonna die. Um, Alrighty. So one of the things, and I know some of you guys have been able to catch a little bit of the podcasts. This year, something that's a little bit different that I've done in the past, and that's because our sizing of the groups have been a little bit smaller this year. Is I'm just kind of allowing free form speech. One of the things that I didn't always feel comfortable with last time is asking a question about a charity event or a charity that you may not necessarily feel the most comfortable about, or you don't have a lot to say about it. So instead of putting you on the spot, I'm just going to kind of start rocket firing some discussional topics, and we can talk about it. And and then you guys can kind of pit pat off of each other. If you just want to start, and then as the conversation kind of dies, the next person can kind of go, and whatnot. And then obviously, if you have more to say, continue to go as well. One of the things that I asked in that little intro discussion was, how long have you guys been streaming? I think we had many different answers there, which is really cool. I like it when we have many different answers, because the first question I like to just kind of throw out there and get out of the way is, what got you into streaming? Why do you stream? Mostly, what got you into streaming is what I'm looking for. And then I think the why usually answers on itself. But whoever wants to start with that, we can start off with that one, because it's always a fun little start to the discussion of how people got started.
I'm happy to start.
Cool.
Okay. So I got into streaming after telling people for many, many years I would never stream. I watched a lot of streamers, and I was active in some communities, mostly short Zelda. And Z would always be like, okay, so when are you streaming? I'm like, nope, never going to happen. And then I had a young child at home. There was a lot going on at home. And one particular summer, he started getting really busy. And all of a sudden, I had a little bit of time on my hand. And one day I thought, you know what? Just going to try it. I'm going to see what all the hubbub is. And so I did my first stream. It was Minecraft. It was a single player world. I ran around screaming, being chased by things. And it was, I'm sure, great. You know, it is what it is. And then I streamed from that single player world a couple more times, mostly while he was at dance, because I had a lot more time on my hands than I was used to having. Once you go from having teens and kids in the house to suddenly, a 10-hour day where he's gone, it's like, Now what do I do?" Um, so yeah, so that's how I kind of got into streaming, and I just kept going with it, because, it gave me a different kind of community to hang out with and to chat with and to feel connected with in a way that wasn't really happening in real life. We had moved around a lot. I don't I'm so sorry, to just throw this out there, but, my husband had died, so, like, my normal, people around me were not there.
Mm.
We had moved a couple times, and, my kid had been my world, and with him gone, it was kind of like, "Okay, well, now what do I do with my time?"
Yeah.
So, that is what got me started on streaming. And now I've just been here for 4 years almost, streaming along and having fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never tabbed into a Math Girl stream that wasn't fun. So, one of the special things I like about your stream, I don't think I've seen anybody else do. Maybe I've seen Lily do it. I doubt it. You do the my gosh, I'm blanking on the word of it. You have that game you guys do.
Oh, the bingo?
Bingo. It's just bingo. Okay, it is just bingo. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's
I do
cool that
have a
you
bingo game.
Yeah. I think it's cool that you and your community love doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I wanted to involve the community in that. So there's a channel point redeem where you can be one of the squares on the bingo board.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, and you can submit a family friendly image and you
Yeah.
will be a square on the bingo card, which is fun.
I love that.
I can go next. Um, so I started streaming because if you've ever been in one of my streams, there's there's no number that encompasses the amount of weird noises I make when running from mobs or screaming at mobs or whatever. Um and Blur, my husband, him and our friends, we were on a server at the time. They just kept like they would laugh and they're like, "No, like you need to do YouTube or you need to do something." Because I was just like just even like stupid stuff like trying to get a parrot and screaming like "love me" while I'm trying to get seeds and stuff. So, silly stuff like that. They're like, "No, you should do that. You should do that." And then finally I pulled the trigger and I was like, "Okay, like let's see what happens." And I went live. And I just kind of fell in love with it. It was first like just something fun to do, but it's slowly become it's such a coping mechanism for me. I mean, it makes my whole day better when I've had a bad day. So it's absolutely just I've fallen in love with it. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's what I love about streaming the most is like it's kind of an escape, right? Like you said, it's something's not going right. It's almost like a piece of therapy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And the communities that I'm a part of, and then also my community are just full of like so many like supportive and loving people. I mean, I just started a new job today and I had members of my community reach out and be like, "Hey, how was your first day?" And I'm like, that's
Heck yeah.
wild that you guys, you care and want to support me even outside of streaming. So
Yeah.
it's been a really really amazing opportunity just to see how loved people are and how loving and supportive people are. So
No, I agree. I agree.
Um, so I started with doing um YouTube actually, making videos and stuff, and didn't get to streaming till later. What first got me into streaming is, well, I had been watching Hermitcraft for like forever, like at least 10 years. And I was like, oh, that looks like so much fun. I want to do it. But I would hesitate because, well, you know, I heard you need a thick skin to do YouTube. And I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, no, I don't have a thick skin. I'm really shy. I don't talk to people. So I can't do that. But then I just decided to do it anyways and just not let my fears stop me. And kind of the same hesitation with streaming. I'm like, you mean I actually have to talk to people like live and not spend half an hour over one little message of like, should I say thank you smiley face or extra smiley face or, you know,
Right.
anyways.
3 exclamation points or 1 exclamation point.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that in my core, Blue.
And so but it's something like I really wanted to do, and so I did it anyways. And actually people are like so amazingly supportive. Like I have not experienced all this like hate that I hear about in comments and stuff, and like people are just so amazing in community and so and I've absolutely loved it.
Yeah, no, I to tap off of that, it's funny that you mentioned that, like the thick skin thing and everything in general with YouTube, because I remember when I know I didn't really kind of go into this. Usually after you guys introduce yourself, I'm supposed to kind of introduce myself. My name's Seadubbs, by the way, if you haven't figured that part out. I streamed Minecraft for 4 years before I switched over to full-time Balatro content. Balatro is just a card game. I got really deep into the community, and now I've been doing that since. But I played on the Movement SMP with Malcolm for a long time, and on the Autocraft server for a little while, which is how I know Dragonfell. And then I got caught up in these events with all you lovely people, and yes, that's how I know all of you. Anyways, that part's over. Where I was going with that was I was going to try doing Balatro content for YouTube, and everybody was like, all right, just to let you know, YouTube's a special place. I was like, oh, don't worry, it's fine. I'll be fine. Like, I can have thick skin, no worries. Like, give it me your best shot. I swear I thought I was being trolled. I uploaded a video with, at the time, was a pretty significant thing to do in the game, so it got some views. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's actually doing really well. And we get this comment, and it was like one of the very first comments on the video. And it was this person, and my community remembers this very well. It was this person ranting and going off about how stupid my cat was. It was like this long paragraph about
what?
It was
of all the things to target.
Right.
What the heck?
It was because, like, you guys know, like, okay, on the corner of my stream we have those little Pico emotes, right? They kind of sit there, and I think back then I ended every video with I was holding on to Pico as I was doing the outro, and I don't know what it was, but oh man, this person's like, nobody gives a crap about your stupid cat. It's ugly. We don't want to see it. It's dumb. And I was like, I mean, they went on this long tangent, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I expected like rage baiting, like, to me, not against Pico. Like, poor Pico. Like, what is this?
Not the cat.
Adorable. Don't listen to him, Pico. Don't listen to him.
But yeah, so I did have to put up with that for a little bit. Just not in the way that I ever thought I would have to put up with it. Oh, it was so bad. But yeah, anyways, sorry, Jen. It's your turn.
My turn. Okay. Where do I start? I've been streaming. It just hit my 6-year affiliation anniversary last month.
That's awesome.
Only took me a month and a half to get that. So I started in March 2020, and I was
Wow.
affiliated a month and a half later in May. This has been a long up and down, all over the place journey emotionally. Uh, uh, I started streaming way back, like I said, 2020. I was a waitress, and everything obviously got shut down around that time.
Yeah.
So one of my friends that I was playing with was like, "Oh, you'd be a good streamer." So I started with the Minecraft, which I'd only started playing like a month or two beforehand, because somebody gave Minecraft to my son as a "shut up while I talk to your mum" gift. They didn't last long.
Wow.
And he how I got into Minecraft was, he was like, "Mom, how do I build a house in Minecraft?" Like, "Well, I don't know. I've never played the game either." So we looked it up on YouTube, and "How to Build a House in Minecraft" is literally the title of one of Green's tutorials. And at the time, I was a single mom living alone. I didn't really have any time to go out and have friends, because if I wasn't working, I was asleep.
Yeah.
So when COVID happened and everything got shut down, I was like, "Well, what do I do now?" Playing Minecraft with my kid, and then somebody said you should stream it. So we did. We started with on creative doing pixel art, because I really like pixel art.
Oh, that's cool.
And like we got people in my Discord to write a thing or an animal down in a channel, and he would write it down, and he would fold it up, and he would put it in my pink hat, which I think is somewhere around here, which he called the magic pink sparkly hat. So he was a guest hand, and he would pick stuff out, and we would do that, and then went into survival, because I joined a Patreon server, and met a few friends through there. And I'd stopped doing Bedrock at that point and gone on to Java, because I was on the Patreon server.
Okay.
And because my Xbox broke, and I was on the laptop instead. And one of my friends was like, "Hey, you can still stream from the laptop." I was like, "Oh, didn't know that." And then they're like, "Hey, you can still do Bedrock on the PC." So I got back to Bedrock doing that, and then eventually I was invited to True Bedrock and stuff. So
nice.
I've been full-time content creator for 4 years now.
Wow, awesome. that is awesome. That is very cool. I started out on console, and I remember me and Minor Mom had this conversation about a week ago, but like I was so against the thought of playing games on a PC that I refused to. Like I just did, like I would watch pixel riffs. That's how I got into it, and everything I did was on console. And then I would watch tutorials and stuff that he would do, and I realized, oh shoot, I can't do that one because I'm on console edition. It doesn't work on console. So I started to get a little frustrated, because I was like, half the stuff that I'm watching I feel like I can't do. And then console switched over to be Bedrock. And then that was like my turning point of like, okay, I'm gonna try Java. I'll give it a chance. If I hate it, I'll go back to Bedrock, also on PC. But at least I can maybe use a controller on the PC or something like that. And I was one of the lucky ones. I got converted to using a mouse and keyboard on Java, and I kind of stayed there. But I am a little lucky I didn't end up like Minor Mom and end up using a controller, because I really did think I was going to hate PC and a keyboard. But
That's awesome.
so, flying into some quick stuff, because where I wanted to go into this is, so some of you guys have been streaming for a few years, some of you guys are a little bit newer. One of the questions, and this is the question that I feel like always takes the longest, was let me phrase this the way that I want to, because I want this to flow into something else. How has your experience streaming streamlined you into streaming charity content? So for Gamers Out, any charity content, I'm actually not going to specify Gamers Outreach here, but basically, what was your why? Why did you decide to take streaming and then use it for any type of a charity style content? There we
That's
go.
a great question.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I could go. I think for me, it wasn't necessarily streaming that led to charity content, I guess. I've followed the Hermits since I started like playing Minecraft and stuff and watching the impact that they've been able to make.
Yeah.
And back when I was in my undergraduate, when I was doing my undergrad degree, I was part of a service organization that was like world, or it is, it's not was, but it is worldwide and stuff. And I really enjoyed volunteering and doing those service activities and all of that. And so between like seeing the impact that Hermits were able to make and other streamers through streaming, and my love of volunteering back when I was in college, it just kind of seemed to make sense to put the two together.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know how to do that when I was streaming. Like, it didn't really come across my mind. Like, I didn't think too hard about it. Like, I was like, oh, I would love to, I had seen, I think maybe, yeah, Gamers for Giving would have been before Guild Rush. So I think I had seen like Sizz and Nips doing like Gamers for Giving weekend. And I was like, oh man, like I love Gamers Outreach. I love like charity stuff. I would love to figure out how to do that. And then a couple months later, I got the invite to Guild Rush the first season from Melly, and I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I was just like starting to think about diving into that and figuring out how to even do that. And here comes this amazing opportunity, just like knocking right on my door. So I don't know that streaming, I mean, I guess it inevitably led me there, but I think I kind of came into it from a different perspective, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
that makes
I've
total
always
sense.
I really enjoyed working with the volunteer organization I did when I was in college. I've thought about, they have like, it's like, I mean, obviously college kids are adults, but like there's like an elementary school version, a high school version. I think there might even be a middle school version. And then the college version, and then there's like post grad, I guess, or like adults here, adults, all within the same organization. And I've always said like I wish I could go back to that, but it's just they have very high like fees for like being a part of the organization and stuff, and it's just never, between that and just like time, it's just never worked out. So I think yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of in that same, my background is teaching, but then also a lot of nonprofit work, where I've served on boards, both educational groups and mostly ballet nonprofits, but other charities, usually in the realm of either education or ballet. Because I do like to serve, I do like to volunteer. I like to volunteer my time. I've been a treasurer on a board. I've been, a board member. I've been a volunteer for different organizations, and so I do like that aspect of giving my time.
Right.
And so, it wasn't that long after I started streaming that I was invited to Dragonfell. And then that first event that I was in was Last Life. That came up in, I think my first event with Dragonfell was a Last Life one. And that was a lot of fun. I loved the idea that what I had started doing with streaming, I could also continue giving my time in a to nonprofit and raise
Yeah.
money for a nonprofit, not just volunteer my time and my talents physically, but also through this streaming thing that I had fallen in love with, be able to raise money for an organization that I cared about. That was actually really cool for me.
Yeah, being able to, it was so funny because we kind of discussed this every week so far, but being able to do something that you already love and am having fun with, and then just being able to shift it over to a charity aspect of it only makes it just way more fun too. I think that's one of the big things I love about it.
Yeah, I think.
I
Oh, sorry, Jen.
no, go ahead. I'll go last.
Okay. Just kind of bouncing off that, when Math was talking about like the raising the money and stuff, I like that, and I think I heard you guys talking about it on one of the other podcasts. It's nice to like see the other side of, because a lot of the volunteer stuff I did during college was like
Right.
like physical service, like making cards for something, or we did a little bit of like fundraising and stuff, like we would go ring the bell for Salvation Army or like
Yep.
stuff like that. But like actually being able to like raise money and then see where that money goes, and like I don't know, it feels a little bit not more impactful, but I guess it's just like it's another side of it, and it's a side I didn't get to see before, so it's kind of nice to see that side now. So
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, trying not to cry here.
You're fine, Jen.
In April last year, we should have been celebrating my birthday and a year of being over here in Kentucky, as a family. Instead, on my birthday, at the time, our youngest son, we have another one since then, the toddler was taken into emergency surgery to have a tumor removed that had destroyed his kidney. And this time last year, we were still in the ward and actually had personal experience with the carts that we'd seen the hermits do stuff with. And he was just before he was 2 years old, so he didn't really understand anything.
Right.
And he kept trying to pull all of his wires and stuff out, so that he had to be restrained. And they put these little tube things on his arms and tied his arms down to the bed. And he didn't know what was going on. So I brought the cart in from the playroom and distracted him for a little bit with that, and we were able to take the restraints off him. And then a couple people heard about it through my streams, and you guys doing this last year actually raised enough for another cart for that ward.
Wow.
Because there was only one. There was another experience with it as well. I was going to go get us a coffee later on after he'd gone to sleep, and one of the long-term resident kids that was there, he couldn't leave. He was in one of the bubble rooms. His mum was at home with the other kids, and his dad was trying to leave to go to work. And he couldn't have been more than 5 or 6. And he was just hysterical, grabbing onto his dad, wouldn't let him leave. Nurses trying to pull him back inside and stuff, and then I had to walk away because he was in the quarantined area. But but it was absolutely heart-wrenching watching that happen. And then later on, when I went to get another drink, I walked past the room and it was a completely different scene. And he was sat playing games with one of the nurses. And he was laughing and happy for just a minute. But Nelly contacted me last year and said that you guys have put another cart on that ward as well. So, and I got a couple of invites to a couple of things. So I'm happy to be helping the people that helped us. Because I can't tell you how much these carts are needed for the kids as a distraction, as the parents so that they can do what they need to do, and just the staff as well so that they can actually treat the kids while they're not paying attention to what's going on. Oh, yeah. I got Melly going.
No.
Okay, I need my tissue.
Yeah, we might need more tissues.
We might, yeah.
Or Sid. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be helping the people that have helped us. So, we have a personal experience with this charity in particular.
Yeah.
My son is now, in October, he was given the all clear.
Nice.
And is no longer receiving chemo.
That's
and
awesome.
then the same week that we got the all clear, the green cards all came through, and we found out that we were having this little dude who sat on my lap. So, like I said, it's been a up and down roller coaster.
Yep.
Yep. Need them all.
There's your tissue explosion.
Each.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 I was given at the beginning were not nearly enough.
I had to resort to using Pico. She's pretty wet now. Yeah. Sorry, Pico.
Yeah.
No, I was first of all, I'm really happy to actually hear everything's going fantastic and better over there, because one of the questions that I've been asking, and again, we can go over this at a little bit later time, but is if anybody had the opportunity to see these in a hospital, or have been able to actually like physically go in and check them out, whether it's just be to see them or from a practicality standpoint, like Jen. And I was saying I'm very blessed that technically in my state I only have one children's hospital. So a while back for Extra Life stuff, I was able to go and take a look around, take a walk around. They gave me a little tour. We had a little bit of a play day with a lot of the kids. And ironically, this was something that my work actually initiated, because they also do a lot with that same children's hospital. So I kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, while I was there, I was like, well, hey, we do a lot for Gamers Outreach too. Do you guys have that stuff here? And they were like, yeah. And they started kind of showing things around with that. And we were able to kind of hang out with the kids a little bit as well, and just kind of take a look at some of the units. And just in the hour that I was there, being able to see how they were used and the kids being able to have some time. I will be honest, the entire time that I was there, I obviously, it was in an open space, so some of those kids were kids that were kind of there, but they were able to leave their room a little bit. But like from your standpoint, Jen, I have never even, I don't know why I didn't really think about this, but like being able to have a parent or even like another sibling play the game while they're entertaining is just as beneficial as well, which I don't know why that never dawned on me at all. But like, cause yeah, I knew they had some, Elk gives me the word every single time, but I forget what they call it. Was it personal player specialist or something? I can't remember, but where they did have workers going in, and sometimes they would say the workers would sit down and play a little bit, and they'd let the kids kind of push some buttons and have a good time if they were too young or whatnot. So like that I knew about, but yeah, being able to be a distraction for your own kid in this type of situation is like that's really cool to see how that was used. And yeah. um Blue, if you have anything.
Um, for, I have, I forgot what the question was.
Yeah, no, you're good, because I laughed because I'm gonna go back to Gamers Outreach here in a second, but I was like, basically, what was your why as to why you use your platform to do stuff for charity?
Oh yeah. I um I've sorry, just gotta recenter myself a sec. Um I'm really happy to be able to uh like I feel like be a part of something that's kind of just bigger than just me doing like a hobby or something. Like like it kind of is amazing to just think that like yeah, I'm here playing Minecraft and like people are watching, but then like actually like have that actually impact the world in a positive way is like amazing to me. Like that through Minecraft and Twitch and talking with people and meeting people that can actually like do something that's bigger than just playing video games. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
so I was I'm really happy for the opportunity to be a part of that.
I was gonna say Jen might get a pass on this next question, but the next question that flowed into this was, so like, why Gamers Outreach for you guys? Like, what is your favorite thing about what makes you so happy to do stuff for Gamers Outreach? Like, what was so appetizing for you to be like, yes, that is a campaign that we want to support? Obviously, Jen has probably already spoken for most of that question, but obviously, if you want to add more
Absolutely.
to it, that's fine. But the rest of you, I know I
Personal
kind of wanted to lead into
experience.
this question. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of like personal experience for this in particular,
Right.
but I I just have like of all the charities to support and stuff. I just have a heart for like helping kids specifically,
Yeah.
and like it's I know I go to video games as like an escape and like just just
Hmm.
at the end of a hard day just like and so like to be able to give that to kids who are having a much worse day than I'm having, like to
Yeah.
have a is is just really special to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I will say, one of the first things that I do when I even think about volunteering for or donating money to an organization is having been on a nonprofit board and knowing how to like read financial statements, one of the first things I'll do is I'll read their financial statements, I'll look at their programs, I'll look at how they spend the money. And
Yep.
I was so impressed by Gamers Outreach and their programs. Um, having I have two sons who have both, as children, spent time in the hospital for different reasons at very different times, where there were not things like games, and it's an awful experience, whether you're there
Mhm.
for an hour or a long-term stay. I don't care. When you are a child, there is no amount of reasoning that can really
Yep.
make it make sense.
Yep.
Um, so
especially
And yeah,
non-verbal.
I brought in cards and I kept my kids distracted and all of that. But we all play games. I mean, that's what we do. That's our family time together, is to play games together. And so something like that, and an organization that helps make that easier, and that you didn't have to plan out, because you know, don't get me wrong, I was happy to bring in cards and keep my kids distracted, but when you are a parent watching your child go through something miserable, you're not always thinking clearly either, and you may
Right.
not have thought ahead enough to have done that. I do tend to keep a pack of cards in my purse, so that I had that going for me, but that was just luck. So this organization especially really touched me, and I will 1000% support this organization in any way that I can.
Yeah.
On when you're a parent as well, not only are you not in the right frame of mind, but you somehow got to put on this facade that you're not got feelings of your own right now. You've got to be there for them, and you've got to
Yeah.
somehow pull this energy out of absolutely nowhere and not panic, because they're looking at you for how to act themselves, and you can't break down in front of them. So
Right?
the games was a good distraction, and I'm glad to find I'm not the only
For the
one that has a
parent
pack of
too,
cards in my purse.
yes. Yeah. 1000% for the parent too, having something to distract you from the absolute insanity that is going on around you, and trying to keep everything together for your kid.
Yeah, it
Because
just
if
gives
you
you
can't keep it
that
together, they
extra
will
break.
not be able
Yeah.
to.
Yep.
It gives you like the mental break for not having to be 100% there completely when you're trying to handle your own emotions and handle theirs and handle all this information that you're being given at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. Like just like the game for 5 minutes was just like, okay, he's distracted. What were you trying to tell me?
Yeah.
I joke about this all the time. If I've joked about it every single week. I had a lung collapse when I was 19, and I had to wait 10 days in a hospital before I could even have surgery. So I was in there for like 13 days. And I was 19, right? I'm an adult. I'll tell you what.
Ish.
But
But yes.
right, ish. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's still debatable, right, math girl?
Yeah. I mean, I look at my 19-year-old right now and I'm like, yes, but
yeah. I can't imagine being 5 or 6 years old in a hospital for 13 days. Like as a young adult, I was trying to understand. I was trying to get by. I didn't have anything cool like this to keep me distracted. I watched ESPN rerun 10 times a day, which I didn't know was possible. But I think that's what I love the most about this organization, is like the fact that, like, yeah, sure, I didn't have to understand it necessarily when I was younger, because when I grew up, I went, yeah, if you're a child, this is miserable. I can't imagine being in a situation right here where you have a child in this position for more than a week, or even less than that. To a kid, 1 day is a week, really. It can feel like. So I think that was like the biggest triggering point for me. When I started doing these events with Last Life and Gamers Outreach, I was like, this is a no-brainer as far as who we're supporting here and what they're doing.
Yeah, I think for me, and I talked about it last podcast too, and sorry about my headset, so I missed a little bit, but yeah, I work in the healthcare system. It's a little bit different because I work at a psychiatric hospital, so there's a lot more that we have to think about on the units, ligature risks and those could be used as weapons, and all the things you don't want to think about when it comes to like gaming equipment.
Yep.
But in my last position, and a little bit in my new position, I'm sure I'll run into it as well. We unfortunately get a lot of child and adolescent cases, and while they're in the medical hospitals, they're also keeping them safe, of course, but there are times that beds, I mean, we've had cases for weeks because there's just no beds throughout the entire
Yep.
state, and it's just rough because kid beds are a premium. There aren't many specialized units, and so I see it's a little bit different, like I said, but I see those kids waiting and wait, and all they can do is just sit in their hospital beds. Like, they don't really have any, like, they can't really leave their rooms. They don't have that ability in a medical hospital. They're just kind of on hold for however long it takes. And I can only imagine on the medical side, it's, tenfold when they're going through rough treatments and all that stuff. It's such a long, you're there for how long? And like you said, Seadubbs, like, how do you do that as a kid?
Yeah. A lot goes
Um,
on in their brain
yeah,
at that
and
age.
like, yeah, and how to just like not like, I get like kids like throwing, a tantrum, or just like, you know, getting aggressive or whatever, because they just don't know what else to do. They don't understand what's going on. They're
Yep.
like, so I think that, like I said, it is a little different in a mental health care facility, but
Right.
I think that's part of my why for Gamers Outreach, is just
Yeah.
because I see from my end only like 1% probably of what goes on, just from reading case notes and all of that stuff. And I like that, like, I can combine my hobby and my coping mechanism kind of with my profession just a little bit. So I think that's kind of what attracts me most to Gamers Outreach. And then, like I said before, just like knowing where that money goes versus just kind of putting it out there and then kind of like, okay, I hope it got where it's supposed to go, So I
Right.
like that I can combine those and see where the money's going, and I know the impact that it's actually having.
Right.
Like I know that, it's helping those kids and the parents, even the staff. I mean, hospital staff, family members, siblings, whoever, I
Yep.
can see that impact. So
I tell Melly and Rogue this, I'm very blessed, and I mentioned this at the beginning of this podcast, where I live, we only have one children's hospital. So the communication that's done from the staff, the above and the beyond that they do to communicate, this is Extra Life and Gamers Outreach, by the way, at this point, with what I'm saying here. They're super communicative. They talk about, where that money is going, how it's being used. Extra Life gives me weekly updates on different kids and whatnot in that hospital, which is wicked cool. Gamers Outreach, we get localized emails based off of what's happening in our specific hospital. And where I'm kind of going with that is like, that's one little tiny hospital. Being able to communicate and see where that money is going, I can't imagine a place like an actual huge city or other small cities around the United States or in the world that are able to benefit from these units and see what goes on there. So like, I think Math Girls really kind of hit on this. Is like, it's very important to know where that stuff is going, and they're so transparent about it, and I think that's like the biggest cool thing that I've seen from them as well. I am curious, some of you guys have kind of answered this question, so it's going to be a really, like, this probably is going to be a very quick answer and from all of you, but had you heard about Gamers Outreach before taking part in a Gamers Outreach event on Dragonfell?
Yes.
yeah.
Hermitcraft.
Yeah, Hermitcraft.
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause
Hermitcraft.
Correct. Okay.
I
I
think it was
know-
Good Times with Scar that introduced that to Hermitcraft and to kind of anybody that watches Hermitcraft.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
that was my first introduction to Gamers Outreach.
Yeah.
Same. And I
we
think
brought this up
I'm-
last week
That's
with
a-
Scar.
I'm so glad
Yeah,
that he did, because I don't know that I mean, I'm sure I would have eventually found out, through Dragonfell and, like, all that stuff, but I would like to think that that has, like, brought so much more, to them, just because he is such a big creator and stuff. So, like, any big,
Right.
celebrity or creator, whatever, bringing attention to that, I'm glad this was the charity that he
I
he brought attention to.
I did step on this
it's one that's
last week,
close to
but
his. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I stepped on this last week, but how cool is it though that somebody like that has done that and the Dragonfell community went, "Hey, that's pretty cool. We can do that." And y'all
Yeah.
have year after year been like, "Yeah, we can do that and make a difference." And in the room with us right now, we have living proof of that, you know. Um
hmm
that's super cool. And there's a lot of people who use their platform for maybe not the best thing. And I got to tell you what, that's one of the reasons why I love Scar so much is um being able to see what he's done. And like I said, you, how do I say this? You guys will kind of correct me on my wording with this because you guys know I'm so good with words. But being able to maybe not even be able to donate to something like that, but then go forward and be like, well, I know how to use my platform to stream and bring even more publicity to what Gamers Outreach is. You know what I mean? Like that in itself is just as good. Or I think shoot, was it Scotsman last week about the volunteer stuff, being able to, some people who don't even aren't able to like donate, they take their time to volunteer in some ways. And I think that's just a really cool aspect of how things branch. It doesn't have to be centralized on money. It's really been branched on helping each other grow knowledge towards this, so people can benefit.
I
I mean,
can't really
yeah.
put a lot towards it myself because we have been hit financially because
Right.
we couldn't work
Right.
with treatments and having to travel by the time, because we are an hour out from the town where we get onto the interstate. So we have to travel an hour before we can really get into any kind of road system where we need to go.
Yep.
So we're 2 hours out from where all his treatments is. So by the time that we've got up at 4 a.m. to get all the way to
Wow.
Louisville to have his scans, because he still has to have scans every, I think it's every 3 months until he's 8 years old.
Yep.
And then it goes down to once a year. By the time we've traveled 2 hours, had all the scans in the hospital, gone over to the treatment center, which is something else I want to bring up in a second, and then waited for all the scans to come through, the doctors to talk to us and get all the blood results back, and then traveled all the way home again. Neither of us are in the headspace to really do any work then, because we're both
Right.
self-employed. We're both content creators full time, and by the time we've done all that and got all the way home, his channel has suffered a lot because he's the driver.
Right.
Because I don't have my US license at the minute, and they won't see mine as a registered license, so I have to go through all that at some point. So it's just, we've been hit financially because we've not been able to work. On top of that, I can't really give a lot. We're actually taking boxes from the church at the minute because we've had something go on, but I can still use my platform to help towards the cause.
Yep. No, absolute living proof of that. Absolutely.
I mean, and that's really important, is that not everybody can donate financially. And so I always tell people, I mean, make sure that you are donating responsibly. And if you can't donate, your time is just as important, if not sometimes more important. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, nonprofits cannot do much of anything without money. But volunteering, spreading the word, getting that information out. I mean, like, Good Times with Scar is an amazing advocate, by the way, and I know that it sounds like every single one of us have heard about this organization through Good Times with Scar.
Yep.
And I may not have the platform he does, but I have told everybody I know who's not even in gaming about this organization because of how important it is.
Same.
Exactly.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I think
when
if I talk about anything like volunteer or like charity or anything like that, I almost always bring up Gamers Outreach. So
like when I started doing this full time, my mum was very against it, which was really, really funny because my dad's walking around the house wearing my merch just to kind of like rub it in.
That's funny.
So my mum was it was funny actually. She's been really against this. She went through a whole thing of gaming isn't for girls and all this stuff, trying to get me to get a proper job, quotation marks. And then when I started doing things for charities, she's like, "Oh, cool, that's nice. Let me know how it goes." I'm like, just completely 180'd on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been doing this for 6 years, and it's taken this before you accept it. Yeah.
I don't think my mom fully understands what streaming is or what I do with it. But I did tell her about the fundraising. In fact, when I talked to her yesterday, because it was my birthday, obviously, and I told her about the fundraising, and that was really exciting for her. She loved that. But she has no understanding of what it is that I'm doing. My
Yeah.
sister tried to explain it to her, but I'm gonna be honest, my sister has not the best understanding of what I'm doing either. So it's interesting. It's interesting to hear my sister try to explain it to her.
Yeah,
That was the baby, not me.
No, you're
I'm sorry. That was
I
not
thought
me.
it was soup
That
eating
the baby.
again, but
I mean, I don't know.
I saw the microphone pick that up. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Come here, you.
So, sticking with streaming really quick. And I probably will go a little bit more around the room on this one, but I tried asking this at the beginning a little bit and I got my loss for words, but now I know how I want to reword this. Have you been able to implement how you stream into charity events, and have charity events been able to change the way you stream? What I mean by this isn't just channel point redemptions or things that you have done for charity, like your incentives, but like, have you been able to be like, hey, this is something I want to do on a yearly basis, and then when we do have charity events, we can mix things up and add new things? Essentially, have charity events given you ideas that you've been able to use for your normal streams? And then what have you done from your normal streams to bring into charity, if that makes sense?
Gotcha. Is it okay if I start, or does
Yeah,
somebody
go for it,
else
Math Girl.
wanna? Okay. So one of the things that stays with my stream is I have a couple of redeems, and I do this for whether I'm in Last Life or Guild Rush, but rather than a channel point to get it like a here command, it is actually, I do it as a donation based one. So the only way to
Nice.
get a here command on my channel is actually to have donated. I know I've seen lots of streamers that have the here commands, for like an extravagant amount of channel points, and while I've thought about it, and I'm like, I realize that not everybody can donate. But
Right.
it is also something to me that is like supposed to be something special. You have your own way of
Right.
announcing that you're here. So
Right.
that is one that I have that is completely donation based. And then I also have the add a sound redeem to the channel. We currently have 2 that have been claimed, plus I've had another one redeemed, and I haven't gotten with that person yet to figure out what they want the sound redeem to be, but anybody can now redeem that sound redeem. A couple of years ago, Dan the Noodle Man is responsible for the Swedish Chef redeem.
Yep.
And Ninja Sydney is responsible for the Do You Know the Muffin Man redeem that I have that people use a lot. And every single time somebody uses it on stream, there is a thank you to not just the person redeeming it, but the person that caused that to be added. Because I think that is important, is that, you have something that, yes, everybody can use, but it's there because there was a donation to this charity.
Yeah. Perfect. That was very well said.
I don't think
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I really have anything that I've like that.
Yeah.
But something that I do for each
She said
charity event
doo-doo.
that for each charity event, I make a poster like on Canva, and I put everybody who donated. I put all their names on a poster, and then I haven't printed them yet because we're still figuring out. Now that I won't be working from home all the time, I'll have my desk will be free and I can move my office around, but I will eventually print them out and then have them on display in my office. So it's that way I can always it's not okay, the charity's done and now it's over. But that way I can always look at them and be like, okay, this is, these are the people that are helping me make an impact and stuff. So it's not really something that is like I said, I don't think I have something like Map has or anything like that, but I do that. And then I know a few people like Scotsman and Elk, I know for sure, do the quarters for charity, or
Yeah.
the Scotsman does this great thing. I don't know if they do that all the time or if they only do it during charity events, but I've thought about somehow incorporating that, because I'm sure, even if it is maybe not to a streamer, but just to Gamers Outreach or another charity, I'm sure I could just make a donation outside of,
Yep.
streaming events or something like that. So I've thought about incorporating something like that, because I think that's an amazing way to include the people who may not have the means. So
No, I agree. That kind of leads into my next thing, but yeah, no, I fully agree. I think it's funny you mentioned the Canva poster. A while back, I was watching a creator, not from. It's very rare that I meet somebody that's I don't know from Dragonfell or Autocraft or Music Man. I can't remember. I think it was a branch off of Impulse's community, but they had a very similar reward, and they had a camera, kind of like how I have back there with my Balatro poster, but they went through, and basically it was a certain amount that if you donated, they would take your Minecraft skin, you would leave you whatever the name of your Minecraft skin was, they would go and grab it, they'd put it on the poster, and by the end of the month, they were able to construct this poster of all the people who were donating, and of course, if they didn't have Minecraft skins, they also had their names and
so
maybe some
cool.
other just random Steve heads or whatever floating around. I thought that was cool. It was a little bit extra work, obviously. It's why it was a more expensive redeem at the time. And then of course that poster sat in the behind them, but I thought that was a really cool idea. I have never really been able to initiate or do anything like that, but so anytime I see somebody do something like what you just said with some pieces of Canva, or just kind of making those viewers stand out, I love that. I think that's really cool, and they love that too. So
yeah, I like the idea of the Minecraft head. I might need to incorporate
yeah,
that for
yeah,
next year, or my next event or whatever. Yeah, I
yeah,
like that. I like that idea a lot.
yeah.
I started creative world, and I build a lot of dragons, and I've got the dragon head redeem or a small dragon statue. I've started putting all the charity redeems on, as well as doing them in the game, doing them on this charity world. So like over time, it's going to build up. Yeah.
I love in-game stuff. Sorry, I thought somebody was in my driveway. I love in-game stuff. I know when I was doing these events, one of my favorite things I used to do was I liked building trees. So depending on like the donation amount, I would build trees, and sometimes it would change the size of the tree or what color the trees were or whatnot. So I love it anytime somebody does something in the game as well. I think it's just a fun way to get viewers involved. And Armor, to add on to this too, I guess to reword my question a little bit better is maybe you have a favorite incentive that you have right now that is kind of tied to what you have with your stream.
My favorite one is the hot sauce one because that gets a reaction from people.
Yeah, the beans. I got bean boozled, mega sour. So I got the gross ones, the sour ones, and then the hot spicy ones. Probably one of the favorite ones.
I would do the sour ones. Those sound intriguing.
Every time I see,
I would love to do any of the bean boozled ones, but I have a preteen who likes sweet things, and I have a toddler who would just see jelly beans and take them. So, yeah.
I have mine out of reach of my kids just in case.
Yeah, every time I see someone doing like the hot sauce or the beans or something like that, I'm like, maybe I should do face cam literally just for that because I think it'd be so fun.
Yeah.
But it's not as fun if you don't have a face cam, you know, like it's not as fun to not see the reaction. So
last time I did an incentive for making a escape room, so that was a fun thing to do. Like make a downloadable escape room for a donation. So that was a favorite from previous year.
That's really cool.
This year I've been enjoying doing pranks and little tasks.
Oh, that's fun.
Like the game of tag was a redeem for like just do a random task for that day, and so we had a little game of tag around the arena. And ended up on horses, and yeah, it was fun.
Super close up.
I blame your husband, Soup.
Oh, that tracks. That tracks. I'm sure he's about to flirt with you. I'm sure he's about to do some heavy flirting. I think for me, probably my favorite incentive this round is, and I shamelessly took it from during Build for Better. She was doing moo at the end of every sentence for so many minutes.
Oh, that was hilarious.
So I've taken that and I'm doing obviously RAR because I'm a dino. And I think that's been my favorite just because it ends up being that or Bossy Blur. Now I started with Build for Better, and then this I added it here too, and essentially I close my eyes and can't see anything, and Blur is in Discord like telling me what to do, which is
funny.
Both hilarious because we have to communicate and well, he has to communicate to me, and but also because I only use W, so I only walk forward, I don't strafe, and so he has to, he's giving me instructions and I have to it takes me 3 minutes just to figure out where A, D, and S are because I don't use them and I don't move that way. So yeah, I think those two have been my favorite incentives this time.
I've seen some people do I think Dr. J and his wife did a Last Life for maybe it was a Last Life Redemption. I don't know, but I remember one of them was using the mouse and the other one was using the keyboard. And that was pretty hectic as well.
That's a good one. Anything that causes chaos, anything
Yeah,
that makes
it's,
it hilarious for chat. So, and I see there is the flirting. There is the flirting.
yes,
That's
yeah,
on-
yeah.
that's on his stream, I think.
It wasn't too far away. You knew it. You knew it. Well, I
I
guess
think
that kinda
my
leads.
favorite
Yes,
redemption
go. Sorry.
of somebody else's this
Yeah, and that's
time is
my next question, actually.
oh, fair enough. Sherb's got this narrate somebody on it, and he's got the pink fluffy unicorn voice while he's doing it in third person as well.
Yup.
I really love those.
Yeah, that
I was
one's-
watching it on his stream the other day, and it was funny enough. And then he showed up behind me the other day. I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Your turn.
So I was like, "What can I do right now that's worth him narrating?"
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, do you guys have any favorite incentives from other people or favorite moments that you guys have seen based off of a donation this year? Yeah, I know my example this year has been I used to I'm a real estate photographer, and I used to take photos, come back to the office and edit. That's why I used to be able to be on Twitch a lot, because I'd be able to listen in and edit. Nowadays, we're so busy, all I do is the actual photos. I don't do any editing anymore. So sadly, this year I haven't been able to catch up with many of you guys like I was used to. But there was one day I came back to the office to eat lunch, and I saw Stu was live and sitting on a ghast. Little did I know I would also watch Stu on a ghast for the rest of my lunch. Because I guess somebody donated, and it forced him to do I don't know the name of the advancement math girl, but it's the one that you have to go to 10,000 blocks high.
Yeah. Is that the Ad Astra one?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
say, yeah.
Yeah, he got a donation that forced him to sit on a happy ghast all the way to 10,000 blocks. And yeah, it took him just about an hour.
Oh man.
But
I saw the screenshots, but I didn't get to see it live.
yeah, it ended up being one of the coolest thing. I think Stu got talking about it in the podcast as well, but that was probably the most engaging thing that he's been able to do, because he was kind of forced to talk to everybody, right? And because you're sitting on a ghast doing basically nothing for an hour, but because of that, it kind of forced a whole bunch of different incentives to come in, allowed him to have some extra fun that he wasn't planning on it. So it ended up being probably one of my favorite things so far this year. Was the fact that somebody was like, "Hey, if I donate X amount of dollars, are you going
Rogue
to
Angel, welcome in. Thank you
ride
so
to
much for the
10,000 blocks?" And Stu's like, "Sure."
That's amazing.
So,
Thank you.
I'm just curious, what have you guys seen so far for your favorite
Thank you
incentives,
so
or
much for the
just favorite moments that have
$25
happened on the
donation, Rogue
server?
Angel. I
Period.
appreciate it.
Oh boy.
I feel like I have not been able to watch as many of my counterparts this time around, just because of the chaos of
It could be
switching
personal, too.
jobs and
Yeah.
because it's just been a
That is
not
so
a great
incredible.
time at my previous job because I'm leaving, so it's just been rough. But I think,
Right.
like Jen said, the ones that Sherb does, like all the chaos coins, are really fun to watch. And I really love a good dad joke, so I really love when Elk has to do dad jokes.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
yes.
So
Yep.
I do enjoy those.
Yeah, the chaos coins I also really enjoyed too. I'm like, I so want to steal that idea for next time.
Mhm. I almost did, but we'll need to do that for next time as well. I will say Stu's one where you can take over his stream or his movement, where
Yep.
you can make him walk forward or jump or whatever, is hilarious, and I love it every single time that one gets redeemed.
All of the hypes. Hype,
Yeah.
hype.
Yep. No. It's been fun just kind of watching the stuff that you guys have come up with, because every year we talked about this too, and you guys can kind of pitter patter off of this as well. But I was talking about how year after year after year, it's okay to have things that maybe you're not as comfortable with, because Sherbert is a
Yeah,
great
thank you
example. I
so
love
much,
using
Rogue
Sherbert for
Angel.
this
That's
example
so amazing.
of somebody
$25. That's
who
awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
assesses what he's doing, takes a look at it, and then goes, cool, let's do something new and something big, and let's just focus on that one thing. And every year Sherbert does that. And what that allows you to do is, when the next year comes up, you have something new to bring to the table, but now you have a bunch of other stuff that people are going to know and love and do. So it's almost like every year you kind of graduate. You do something different. The next year you do something different. I know, Math Girl, you've done, and Armor, really all of you have done plenty of events now where it is cool to see how certain incentives have changed and molded how you do things and whatnot. And I just think that's a really, really cool aspect of things.
Yeah, that's why I have my babysitter duty one, and I'm also saying this because I know Blur said in chat about the
Yeah.
water pig, which I'll explain after this.
Well,
but
Scotsman brought it up, so I wasn't
Oh,
going to
did
let
he?
you off the hook that. Oh yeah, I wasn't going to let you off the hook that easy,
Oh,
because
okay. So
Pie
it
in the
was
face is your favorite.
So we've always like joked that I needed an adultier adult in Minecraft because I'm just like I'm so incompetent at the game. It's so funny. And it really like kind of came to life in my first guild rush, because the amount of times that like I would be streaming and I would just be screaming bloody murder because something was happening, and Jormungandr or the Mighty Oak would like come and swoop in and save the day and babysit me and be like, okay, like what are you doing? What's and and then during last life, I was partnered with Rogue, and I was like, okay, like if this is not the babysitterist babysitter, like the admin of the
Yup.
admin of the whole thing, and so I was like, okay, like if you're down, Rogue, let's like do a babysitter duty where you have to babysit me. And we used a pig with a saddle, and he either held a carrot or a fishing rod, and it didn't get redeemed too often, but it did get redeemed. And then admin made the pig like super super tiny, and um so then I brought it back for this one because I was like, and for build for better, and build for better was because it was in creative. Oh my god, it was so funny because we had to use a happy gas because we were like flying around in creative and building, and then admin made it move a little faster. So then I'm in a boat on a pig, and the person babysitting is on the gas, like guiding me around and stuff. And then I brought it back for this season of Guild Rush, and the first time it got redeemed, Scotsman needed somebody to run dungeons with him, and I had a side quest redeem where I had to give somebody a soup of friendship. So I was like, "Well, we're running dungeons. We're friends now. Here's your soup. And do you want to babysit me after this? Because, why not? You're right here." And he took a copper golem to, was it gray or black? I can't remember which team, but he took a copper golem to their area, and so he dragged my pig and me in the water in the boat. So he essentially took me and my babysitter pig water skiing. And I said, I don't think any
Okay, that's
babysitter
hilarious.
duty
Yeah.
is ever gonna top this.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's ever gonna, nobody's gonna do better than this. So yeah, that was probably my favorite moment of the season so far, just because it was just so funny, like watching the pig like kind of go around in a circle while it's like, zooming through the water. So yeah.
Yes, Scotsman brought that up this past week,
Mhm.
and I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was good.
Let's see. Were we all
If
set
I
on that
can-
one? Yeah, I was gonna say. Anybody else?
Oh,
got
I
anything?
would just wanted to interrupt for like maybe a second just to
Mhm.
do like a chat, hear me out moment.
Let's do it.
We are $55 away from the 8th dungeon being open, but that
Wow.
also means that's 2 whole go-karts, you guys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Chat.
That's
So-
crazy.
Let's do
If
it.
there's chat, hear me out. $55 away. Please donate responsibly and only if you can. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I happened to look over at the amount.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
who all is streaming right now?
Blue Math and I.
Yeah.
So if like it doesn't even need to be one, like literally just a few people from each chat donate $5. Like literally. Like it does not don't feel like it needs to be 55 all in one go. Like just,
Yeah.
a couple bucks from every person who can in each chat.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That brings me
Let's
back
go.
to a ridiculous redeem I have, and I apologize if it happens. Chat, maybe not that one. Just FYI.
Uh-oh. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
So I do have a redeem that causes me to speak
Go
chicken.
kitty, kitty, kitty.
That's.
Oh.
I think I've heard of that.
Mhm. It
Yes.
only lasts a minute, but it is a little bit distracting and you won't be able to understand a word I say. So maybe not
That's-
that one.
Maybe
No, you
not
should do
one.
that one. That's fine. That's
Bring
fine.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Surely. Listen, chickens are dinosaurs. I can understand it. I'll
Yeah.
translate, surely. Mhm.
Well, we have the chicken theme for our team, so that's why I've got the chicken redeem going right now,
Yeah.
so that you can make me speak like a chicken.
That would be hilarious.
why-
Math Girl answers the questions in chicken and Soup translates for everyone.
Yeah, they'll definitely
That
be
actually
100%
actually might
accurate.
work. Actually, yes,
I've
100%
always
accurate soup translations.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think
I've
Stu was
always
telling
wanted
me
to
about
play
something.
With that, like the voice mod and stuff.
Mhm.
I've really wanted to play with that, so that might be something I need to look into for the next, or just
Oh, I
in
love
general,
it.
because it sounds like the other day, Sherb, we were talking about the zombie curing and stuff for the villager trade halls, and his chat used the chaos coin, I think, or they donated or whatever it is, and then all I could hear was villager noises. And I was like, yeah, this is great. I love your idea for villager curing and stuff. So I think it's so fun every time I interact with somebody who's doing it. I need to look into doing it myself.
You can also I mean, I don't know which platform you guys use for it, but I think on Voice Mod you can even make your own filter and sounds, and like the reason why I bring this up is
Oh.
because somebody made their own like villager one, so they made a bunch of different sounds like where they were sounding like villagers. So when they talked, it just sounded like they were a villager, and it was actually like them as well, so it made it even funnier.
Right, like their voice. Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be so much fun. That could be
Yep.
that could be so much fun.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to see what people come up with in this event, and that's also incredible. 2 carts already. We're not even
Oh no.
well, almost 2 carts. Sorry. And we're not even halfway through. So, well, maybe today we're exactly halfway through.
I was gonna say it's the 15th, 30th of December, April, June, and November. We're halfway through.
Oh.
What am I hearing?
Oh, okay. Mav is saying that the redeem is happening, and she might have to punch you, Seadubbs. I don't know. She's getting real close. She's getting into personal space.
She's probably saying, "I'm so
I
sorry."
think she's yelling at chat right now. I think she's yelling at chat and saying sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, she's definitely saying sorry.
Apologizing profusely.
I don't think she's talking about her birthday cake.
No, I don't think so. I love it so much. Oh my god.
I love the fact that there's a little music in the background too.
Yeah, I love it. That's amazing.
Oh, we love you too, Mako.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's saying she loves us and she loves chat, and they're amazing.
I was, yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. 100% accurate. Seadubbs, you got blamed for that one. That donation
Oh.
was made in your name.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's,
you go.
I
that's
don't know if it was actually you, but it does say it was totally Seadubbs.
okay. Yep.
Totally.
Well,
then it had to be. It had to be. If it's totally before.
I will. How about this? I'll say this, and you guys can use your own discretion. If I donate ever to a Minecraft event, I don't actually use Seadubbs.
Interesting.
So
Sus.
You use totally
Mhm.
Seadubbs, right?
Yeah.
I use both.
exactly.
Yeah. So you guys might figure out what that is by the end of the week. I'm excited for. I laugh. I'm gonna go back around to this, but we have a podcast next Saturday morning early with Sherbert and Midna and I think it's Durton. And I'm
Oh, gosh.
hoping.
Oh, that's gonna be
not
funny.
chaos in a can at all.
I know.
No.
No, I know. I'm hoping I have
What do you
to
think I
go
opted for this one?
at noontime. Yeah, exactly. I have to go at noontime to take part in a Balatro event, but I'm hoping. My hope is that I'm back by 1 or 1:30 for when Wither Day happens, because Wither Day is my favorite day of Guild Rush
Oh.
every year. By
Wither
far.
Day is wild
It's-
chaos.
I like Wither Day.
Yeah.
That's what makes
After
it
last
so
year,
much fun.
That was like, I didn't know what to expect, and I was a little scared because big groups are overwhelming, and there's not really, it's not like advocating where you're in a big group and then you can kind of spread out and stuff, because it's like, I mean, you spread out a little bit, but it's just chaos all around.
Yeah.
And I was kind of scared, but then it happened, and I was like, can we do that? Can we do that for all the like mob advancements that we need to do?
Like the
Yeah.
best kind of chaos, right?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
wild.
Yeah, it
I
was
was saying-
so much fun.
Last week we my first year in Guild Rush, we I think I died more times to the people that were trying to kill the other stuff than
Oh, yeah.
actually, like, it was so funny.
Yeah.
I've never laughed so hard in my life during Wither Day, just because like it's just pure chaos.
Yeah.
And of course, the mods feel so bad while they have to do it. They're just like, oh no, not another Wither. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no.
Here's a warden.
Their legs are definitely
Oh,
being pulled the whole time.
no.
Like you're like pulling teeth
They
together.
don't
to
feel
spawn
that
more
bad.
stuff.
Oh, not another
I've
one,
heard them
chat.
talk behind the
Oh,
scenes. I'm not
no.
sure how bad they feel.
Oh man, no, but yeah, no. So if you guys, like I said, don't know what Wither Day is, Saturday the 20th. It's Saturday the 20th, right? At 1 p.m. EST, I think.
Yeah,
That
it's
is,
this coming up Saturday. So
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Whatever day that
it's
is.
a wicked fun event. It's a fun day for you guys to also. Correct me if I'm wrong. Donations implement how chaotic it gets. Is that
Yes.
still a thing?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
The more you donate, the more chaos happens.
Yep.
Can I
So-
just interject there for
Yes,
a
Jen,
second?
sorry.
Glowstick, thank you for the donation.
Hey.
Yay!
Yeah, make that 39.
Yay.
Heck yes.
That's right. That's right. $39 away from a second go-kart. You guys,
Yeah,
that's so
it's insane.
close.
It's insane that we were even that close already. And I feel like
Mhm.
every year, right? We always kind of look back, and I mentioned this last week. It's amazing what happens when you put a bunch of people together and come to do something like this. Because yeah, you might feel like individually you're not doing much. A, that doesn't matter, and B, you look together at what you guys are accomplishing, and then you go, "Holy, we've done that together!" It's just incredible, and I think
Right.
it's really eye opening.
We
And
participated, yay!
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's encouraging to go alongside that. Think about how you got here a little bit. We all have joked about Scar, right? Opening your eyes to this campaign as a whole, but also take part as to why you guys play Minecraft. You guys, watch the Hermits and you go, man, they're having a blast. They're having a good time. And then Rogue has said a million times, yeah, I wanted to make my own server because X was like, hey, if you want to play on Hermitcraft, make your own Hermitcraft.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like that same narrative, that same notion has been sent about an event like this. Hey, you guys want to do something special? Just go do it. And it's really cool and eye-opening to see that. I hate to say it, but we're all average individual people. Trust me. I say that because we all get starstruck from different people, and that's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But like on the flip side, I'm like, they're just people too. They're just people too.
I was telling my chat earlier. Yeah, I'll give you a jelly bean. Hang on. He woke up.
You were telling your chat you'd give them a jelly bean?
You know what?
They're already
halfway
on sugar enough.
They do
They
deserve
don't need
it.
jelly beans. I'm trying to pacify this one while I'm talking. Telling my chat earlier, I was so nervous to be in this event with mostly Dragonfell people because I look up to a lot of the people on Dragonfell, and I'm just a small Bedrock creator that's been invited to this big Java thing. Or yeah. Wasn't fangirling when Melly sent me the thing.
Hey,
No.
Yep.
And then ended up on Melly's team.
Heck yeah.
I think.
Oh boy, you guys been having a blast then. Oh yeah, yes, go Armor. Sorry.
Something I did want to mention that it's slightly off topic, but it's kind of on participating. Last year I was excited to participate, but I wasn't like I live in Canada, right? So I'm like, oh, it's American thing, and so the likelihood of a cart like being anywhere near me seems so unlikely. But like I'm super happy to participate anyways and stuff. But actually, from the event last year, a cart was actually sent to a hospital, the children's hospital near me. I'm like,
wow.
Oh my gosh, and that's like directly from what I was able to be a part of and what we were all able to raise and stuff, and like it was just so exciting that it's like actually close to home, and I'm like,
yeah,
a bit unexpected.
Yeah, one of the cards last year, went actually to the children's hospital that's part of the healthcare system that I work for. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that, I kind of cried. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I didn't expect it to go to, because I hadn't, like, I kind of perused like the hospitals that were like requesting one, or those kind of things, and I didn't see my healthcare system on there at all, so I wasn't expecting it. And then I saw that, and I was like, "Oh wow!" Like that's a hospital that we work with, like all the time. Like I can't even say how many cases we get from that hospital, and I was like, oh my god, like I didn't expect it to be in my city, let alone like within within the same healthcare system. So it's so cool to see them go to so many places that are so close to so many creators, and it's like a tangible, like, I mean, we talked about being able to see where the money goes, but it's like it's actually tangible. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you could go and actually see it and stuff, and that makes it all the more worth it.
Yeah.
Yes.
This seems like a really silly like thing to say, but it kind of goes back to what Mathril was saying at the beginning, right? About seeing, you kind of want to know where the money is going. You kind of want to see it, right? You want to be able to know and understand. This is going to seem like a really silly story, but you'll understand in a second why this meant a lot to me. When I went to visit, this was in my first guild rush. I think I went and visited, I think it was literally like the week after Gamers Out. Our Guild Rush was done the first week that I was in it, and I think I remember being there, and I was talking to the rep from Gamers Outreach, and we kind of got chatting, and I was like, if by chance you guys needed stuff here, what do you need? And this is gonna sound so silly, but this is when I knew we were dealing with the right people. The guy went, honestly, we don't need anything. Give it to another place that needs it, or give it to a place that doesn't have anything yet. They're going to need it more than we do. And I was like, I love this, because it's not just about, oh, hey, yeah, give us the money, we'll do something with it. It's making sure it ends up in the right place. And I think that's where Armor kind of reminded me about that is, yeah, there are so many places and hospitals that you may not even think would have this stuff, and it's possible because of you guys, and the communication that Gamers Outreach does with their staff, and knowing where that's so cool. I just I don't know why that it sounds so little and so stupid, but at the end of the day, that kind of just it means a lot.
Hello, Stitch. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in.
I actually, that's one thing I was going to touch on earlier. I said the treatment center is not in the hospital. It's a little building, like literally across the road and around the corner.
Yeah.
We're on, I think it's the 3rd or 4th floor. And it's just these corridors. Shh, I'm getting you milk. It's just these 2 corridors of like these little tiny cubicles. And sometimes the kids are sat in there for, it can take up to an hour and a half for the order to get filled for their chemo treatments. That's even before the treatment is administered, which can be another 2-3 hours depending on how fast they have to have it and how much they're having and stuff like that. And I would really like to know, I've got a phone number for the managers up there. I want to know how to get in touch with some of the Gamers Outreach to talk about putting the Novak Center where they have the treatment on the list of recipients, because they did have this big gaming console, but it was a sports car thing, and you had to go to the car, and with them having all the leads attached to them and everything having to be monitored, they had to get rid of that because they weren't allowed to do that because of cross-contamination and stuff. They couldn't clean it after everybody's been on it. But the carts are mobile, and they can go where they need them to be. Because, like this one's age, they're not going to sit still for that long. And I had to take like a busy bag and a snack bag and all kinds of things, and we had to move the chairs to bar him from running out of the room and stuff, whereas if there'd been a console, because he's not interested in Bluey, and they've only got 1 DVD of Bluey.
Right.
I'm sick of Bluey. They've only got the 1 DVD of Bluey that you have to share with the other kids, so there's like a limited amount of cars of boxes of cars and stuff that they can play with. But I want to be able to get the Novak Center's details to Gamers Outreach, because they were asking about it last time we were up there.
That's a fantastic shout.
If somebody could give me details afterwards, that would be appreciated.
That's a fantastic shout.
I'll be right back. I'm just getting some milk.
Yes, no worries. Let me know when you're back, because I want to just make sure you have some final words, I know from experience or whatnot. So just let me know when you're back, and absolutely. This is about the time when I will start to kind of wrap up a little bit. I like to ask some quick fun questions. I know I said that these have turned into 80% Gamers Outreach, 20% Minecraft. It's really been
for the kids,
about
$40.
95 to 5, which is fine.
I was gonna say.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the donation.
I really wanted to discuss a lot of the Gamers Outreach, the incentives. I feel like every year, one of the very cool, fun discussions that we had last week was, I feel like sometimes we all struggle with incentives.
Thank you so much for the donation.
Or or just things to do with our chat with donations or whatnot, because some of us have face cams, some of us don't have face cams, and I was starting to. It's so funny because I think like 70%
Oh my
of the
gosh.
people that I work with now with Balatro are face cam people, but there's about 30-ish% that I would
That's
say don't.
we've
They use PNG
event
tubers.
total. Oh my gosh,
So
my words.
I think we know
For
one
the
VTuber,
event
but
total, we've reached $8,000 now, you guys. That's 2
so I've
go-karts.
been able, I think,
That's
this
so
past year
amazing.
to do some camera effects,
Thank you,
right? In
thank
fact,
you.
Blur kind of did it as a channel point because I've
Milestone
initiated, I've
reached.
taken
Yeah.
things from the charity event,
Let's
turned them into
go.
channel points, or I've taken channel points and turned them into charity incentives or whatnot. But I've been able to.
Thank you so much.
I have a PNG tuber that I use on occasion if I, don't want to have the
For the
camera on
kids.
or whatnot. And
I'm just
so I've been
floored.
getting little fun ideas that I've been seeing from a bunch of different channels on incentives with different things, and it's been fun to see and listen and hear what you guys do. But one of the things that I've been having so much fun with over the past couple of years of doing this event, and I just want to shout you all out on this. Y'all are fantastic about being so cool and so kind to each other, about sharing ideas and incentives with each other. I
Thank you
want to
so
say this
much
past
for that
last light I
$40
was pretty busy.
dono. I appreciate it so much. That's so
But I was
amazing.
able to keep an eye on the Discord a little
Thank
bit,
you,
and it
thank
was so
you.
funny. People were like, "Hey, I need help. I don't know how. I need incentive ideas," or "Hey, I need help with Streamer Bot. I need help with Mix It Up Bot." And so many of you guys jumped right in and helped each other, and to me, I think that's one of the coolest things that I see in these events is it's bringing you guys together. And one of the things that I feel like gets overlooked is the better that you guys get to know each other and the more that you guys are together helping each other out, the more you'll be able to be successful in the future and have more fun in the future. And I think that gets overlooked a lot of times. And I just think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You included though Seadubbs because you spent a good I think we were in that call for maybe like 2 hours and you were just walking me through StreamerBot stuff. So you are included in that.
It was fun, but I'll tell you what,
Mhm.
Elk and Dr. J, I'll tell you what, and
Mhm.
Math Girl on the Mix It Up side, if I
Mhm.
remember correctly.
Yeah.
Holy, you
Also,
guys
Bearded
are
Boss
bigger
Alex
wizards than
does a
me.
lot with Mix It Up and has
Yeah.
been really helpful with the Mix It Up stuff when I haven't been around because this has been a weird month for me since I had surgery on Monday. So I don't feel like I was around this week as much as I wanted to be. I blame anesthesia, but that's but it should mean that the rest of this month I can actually be around a little bit more and less pain. So there you go.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying though. I mean, see a need, fill it in, and y'all have been fantastic, and I just love seeing that in the community. Really quickly, because I don't want to waste your time too much longer here. I am curious because I did want to do a couple quick Minecraft questions, and one of my major questions that I like to ask really quickly is, what was the first update, Minecraft update, that you guys played on that you can remember?
I remember this, but that's because it's not been very long.
And or if you don't know how to answer that question, I want to know what your favorite Minecraft update is so far.
I know roughly when I started was around when they did the stuff in the Nether. As I remember, I was playing on the Realm, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, apparently they added this new stuff." Right, okay, where is it? It was in the Nether. Right, so what happens? And I remember we all went in there and we were looking at the piglins and stuff. And somebody put a box down. So we'd already worked out that you had to wear gold near them. We'd already worked that one out. Somebody put a box down and opened the box and they all went bananas and there was just this massive death loop for, I think it was like an hour and a half.
Yep.
There was
my
this
gosh.
massive death loop, and there was 6 of us, and there was a lot of screaming and stuff. And yeah, that was around the time I joined,
Yeah, that is.
where I was actually playing on the realm. Before that, I was doing creative, like I said before. But yeah, it was just as that happened. So
Yeah, that is
remember that.
about the time I started. The Nether update, aka the Speedrunners update. Because that is basically the last update that speedrunners still use to this day, which is 1.16.1, I believe. They tend not to use the newer versions just because that version it's quicker. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was on Java, the horse update. So I think that was like 1.x. Was when I started playing Java. Before that, I had played on console with my little one because unlike most people around, and while I did get into Java because of Hermitcraft, I got into Minecraft with my little one because of his obsession with Stampy Cat. So I don't know if anybody else has seen like the Stampy Cat videos, but he was
That's the name I
obsessed with them.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember Stampy, yeah.
He was obsessed with Stampy, and we always had to watch the Stampy videos, and we would play on console. We had it on, I believe, Wii U. And so we would play it there. And it was actually a lot of fun. One day while he was at school, because of his obsession, I was learning things and I was watching YouTube videos. And I, was trying to figure out how to build stuff and realized that most of the people I had started watching were playing in Java on the computer. And so I got the game on my laptop one day when he was at school, and then surprised him with it when he got home. We only had the one copy between each other, so we just kept taking turns. And then eventually I got him his own copy. So
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I do Bedrock content now, because there's a lot of people that are playing on Bedrock but watching Java.
Yeah,
Second part, yay!
I saw
Woo.
that. Sydney has told us that we have reached the second cart.
also
Woo,
dungeon.
let's go.
GG's indeed.
But yeah, there's a lot of people that play on some kind of console but watch the hermits and stuff. That's one of the reasons that I'm so adamant for playing and doing content on vanilla Bedrock, because that's what people are actually playing along with at home most of the time, is Bedrock. So that's one of the reasons I tapped into the Bedrock side of things.
Do you want to go, Blue, or do you want?
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys remember the browser version of Minecraft,
Oof.
but that's the first place I played Minecraft. But it was only
Wow.
creative and you couldn't save it. And then I went on my phone, and that's the first place I played survival Minecraft. Not a good place to learn survival Minecraft. I didn't understand.
imagine.
I knew you had to light up the area, but didn't understand everywhere had to be very lit up, and so it was interesting time. And then I went and actually bought the game and played. But that was around the times like my friend would boat up water. I don't know if you guys remember boating up water, but that they changed that mechanic. Now boats just sink. They don't go up waterfalls and stuff. And I was very disappointed with
Mm.
yeah.
That was a disappointing change for sure.
Yes.
I
So it was
am.
around
Oh,
that
God.
time that I started playing Minecraft.
Okay.
I am a Minecraft baby. I started playing on the second or the first, like, Caves and Cliffs, like when they like updated all the caves and the generation could be like way bigger.
Yep.
Funnily enough, I used to think like Minecraft content and Minecraft YouTube and like all the like I just thought Minecraft was dumb. Like I was like, this is a stupid, like I don't get the hype, whatever. And and Blur would like always be watching like Minecraft YouTubers and whatever. I'm like, I don't understand. Like this is so dumb. I don't understand why you're into this, whatever. And then I had watched B-Dubs content, like his non-Minecraft content. I watched like, oh my god, like way back, like when he was doing like Legos with his wife, and like when he was playing like Geometry Dash, and stuff that wasn't his Minecraft content. And Blur was like, will you just please watch this video? Like I know you like B-Dubs, so I know you'll like it. And it was I guess that was season 9. It was his first video or maybe it might not have been his first video of the season, but it was a video. And then like I just kind of like got sucked in because I love B-Dubs. And um and then like Corrales brought him like a pig or something, and I was like, wait, who's that? And then I just kind of got sucked in, and then I started
Still
playing
sucked you in.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then I started playing Minecraft, mostly because of that, also because Blur was sick of me stealing his account while he was trying to get projects done. So and it was him and a couple of our friends on a server were building a humongous, we called it Lag Mountain because it was just like there were a bunch of farms, and it was so
That's
oh my god,
hilarious.
it was so bad. And it like they were building this mountain, and the update, like I think I was in the first part of Caves and Cliffs, and then literally the second update they updated the generation, and they're like, well, now we built this mountain, and now we just have to, like, now the terrain will do it for us and stuff. So I was in the Caves and Cliffs kind of era, so I don't know, I don't remember any of those mechanics at all.
Aw. Yeah,
So
I thought of something. I don't know how much time we have, Dubs. But
You're fine. I'm good as long
Okay.
as you guys are. Yep.
Okay. I wanted to kind of it occurred to me the other reason I have such a passion for gaming as being something that can get you through a difficult time. And I'll just I just want to get this out there that when my husband had cancer and we knew that he was not going to make it, but he was hanging on for as long as he could. The evenings were really tough for me after everybody had kind of fallen asleep. And it was back when Impulse and Tango, I don't remember which season it was, but Impulse and Tango were doing like their derp, delivery service with the entities. And they would do these streams in the evening, and just watching them derp around and be silly and take me out of what I was thinking and going through. Was that season 4? I think it was. And just being able to disassociate from what was going on around me and be able to watch them be silly in a video game, it was like my weekly moment of reset, to just take me out of what I was doing and be able to watch this and giggle with them and just kind of have those fun moments. So I just wanted to bring that up, was that, gaming can be so powerful. And so, that's just yet another reason that I love this organization and Gamers Outreach.
Mhm.
yeah, I
Okay.
know gaming was really helpful.
Those streams were
Before
so good.
my
Yeah.
last job, I had stepped into a supervisory role, and that was probably about the time that I started streaming and like kind of really like gaming more, more frequently. Because before it was just kind of like, whenever I had time, but I really like put forth the effort once I started streaming. And I like it was not a good fit. It was like daily panic attack kind of bad,
Yeah.
So like gaming, like really, I mean, really just took me out of that moment, and just being, I mean, like it just got me through so much. So like I second that wholeheartedly.
I
Yep.
can third that. I can third that. I was As I said before COVID and stuff, I was a waitress, but there was a clique at work, and they were in control of who did what when, and I wasn't a part of their clique. So even though I was a single mother, they had me working evenings and weekends, and my son was in school during the day, and me working evenings and weekends meant that I pretty much never saw him, and his behavior was pretty bad. It's one of the reasons that I decided to take this full time, because during the COVID period, I had a lot of tragedy there, but this took off, and I was able to pay the bills with this through doing Minecraft. A similar thing, I got hooked through the kid wanting to do Minecraft. Grian's video, and then we left the tutorials playing in the background there, and he started talking about Hermitcraft. I was very, very lonely. I didn't have any friends outside of work. The people that I had in work were all in a clique, and I started doing this. And my friend that I did play with said, "You'd be good at streaming. You should do that." We did the pixel art stuff first, and then I got on to Zcraft, because I found the Hermitcraft stuff through these tutorials.
Yep.
Love Zed. So I was watching Grian, and Grian was hanging out with Mumbo and another content creator, and then they went on to Rendogs, and then I was watching Rendog, and then Tango and Zed were like dressed as ghosts. I think it was during Demise. And I found myself genuinely laughing for the first time in a really, really long time. I noticed I was actually smiling, and like actually belly laughing, and I hadn't felt that way for such a long time, which is why for my 30th birthday, I decided to give back to him and join his Patreon server, which is where I started streaming from, which is where I found Liara, and she'd just been invited to Truly Bedrock, which is this Bedrock server that she was on. So I was watching her. You may know Liara from doing the captions on the Hermitcraft recap.
Hermitcraft, yep.
Yeah. I was watching Liara, and she raided into Slack, and one thing led to another. Now we're living in America, and now we're married, and now we've got 2 sons together, as well as my son that I already had. Minecraft in general, Minecraft and Twitch between them, have changed my life from... Because I didn't know there was anybody else out there. I didn't know there was these things called SMPs, or those communities of people that play together. I had absolutely no idea. I was just lonely. I'd get up, I'd go to work, miss my kid. And like, his behavior's changed as well. He went from the worst kid in the school to me staying at home with him. He's actually he's only 11 years old. He turned 11 years old the other day. He's now a twice published author.
Yep. Wow. Wow.
Yes. And I've got the book here in the corner. But Minecraft and Twitch together have just completely 180'd everything. And I wanted to give back and help other people as well. I've got people who study. I've got people who are working alone, who want some adult company. And I've got adults who stay at home with the kids who want somebody adult to talk to during the day. So I've got the 3 points is like my base audience. So, just want to help other people get through the day the same way that Zed helped me get through the day.
Yeah.
Yes, Unknown.
Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent.
No, that's... Go back.
Unknown is asking, did I hear that right? Twice published author at 11?
Yes, he is. He's got a poem about a T-Rex in the one book, and then he's got a book. What's this one? He's wrote this with my mum. It's called Even Dragons Need to Clean Their Teeth. And then they're working on another one right now as well. They're working on an alphabet one for the 2 babies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, going full time and doing this just turned everything around. Where's the emote? Hang on, I'm typing in your chat. This is the dragon on the picture of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that.
That's the dragon that needs to brush his teeth.
That's amazing. I love that.
Showing that on our stream.
That is no, that's fantastic. No, I always end these things by basically saying any last words as far as like basically just anything you guys want to add, especially from the gamers outreach standpoint or a guild rush standpoint, because like I said, I think in the past I did this more Minecrafty, and then I realized that when we did these, we ended up talking a lot about Guild Rush and charity events. And I know we're over on time already, but that's kind of why I wanted to focus more on it this year. I know it's more tears for you guys, but I know it's a lot more happy tears and all that other fun stuff. So thank you to Sydney for providing the Kleenex.
Yep, we needed the tissues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I will say
needed
I
it
didn't.
today.
At least I got sentences out this time, and I didn't sob through
You did.
sentences. So
You did. You did.
Well, I
I
was
I may
sobbing
have
there
cried a
as well
little
for a
bit,
bit.
but I.
I do want to say
Yes.
thanks, Seadubbs, for putting on this podcast.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Yes.
as for Guild Rush as a whole, I have to say I really, really appreciate how well put together it is. Like
Yeah,
the
I agree.
admin go like above and beyond, and everything
Yeah.
is super professional and it like
Yeah.
really smooth. Like there's
Mhm.
nothing super crazy about it. Like on our end, I don't know how the admins feel, but
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just
And
kidding.
that's
will
something.
This season especially has been a
Yeah.
lot more smooth.
It has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they've, just between like a lot of the things that, on just they, every season, they take what they've learned,
Right.
what went well, let's keep doing that. What
Yep.
could be better, let's fix that.
Yep.
And to see like all the changes to the dungeons and all the thought put into the, what mods should we have, what mods won't work because it would either cause too much lag or it
Right.
would, not be good for this event type of thing. The kind of care that they put into that is amazing. And I have been able to be on that end where I hear
Right.
a little bit of that. I don't, make the decisions myself
Right.
at all. I mostly try to get graphics, find out enough what's going on to do some socials and put up merch and that type of stuff. So, but beyond that, just getting to see how much the admin cares about these events and
Yeah.
everybody's experience in the event is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something I said last year because it not only was it my first season of Guild Rush, but it was my first ever charity event, and I think I put it in general chat or something. I was like, let me just say, like admins, like you have set the bar so high for any event that I ever participate in because this is just so well put together. It's you're putting out the information in a manner that is easy to kind of get through and it's a well-oiled machine. Like it's just so good. So I definitely have to second that the admins are absolutely amazing, and thank you to them. Thank you to you as well, Seadubbs, for doing the podcast. I didn't know what to expect last year. I was kind of nervous, but I enjoyed it so much, and I loved it again this year. So yeah.
Thank you, Dubs.
Yeah, no, we're just vibing. We're just vibing.
Just to add on to that, for somebody who has a reading disability, it's very well laid out, and even I could follow along with what was happening really easily. And that's my first time on Guild Rush as well. So.
No, I actually told Rogue this past year, because Last Life is really the only thing I've been able to like be on a player side, but then I'm also able to see from a moderator side sometimes in some of the other events. It's really cool to see their POV of, okay, this isn't working, this didn't work. Next year, it's not a full panic. It's okay, let's move on. Next year we got this. We're gonna change it, and they do, and it's a really cool thing to see. But again, it's every year, especially with Last Life, because like that's just the one I've done every year, is seeing how it matures and grows into a well-oiled machine, as you put it, and being able to be like, this didn't work last year, it worked this year, we're doing this, and then like every year I do less and less and less because they're just on and on and on it. And like I said, so huge shout out and kudos to the mods. Yeah. And understand too, that is so much time. Like I think that's like, okay, I don't want to go off on this tangent, but last year I was able to try to help out on this server a little bit more, and it was crazy to see how much of their time they put into this. And they're working full-time jobs or whatnot, lives, kids, and I'm just like, how are you doing this? Y'all are crazy. So,
and actually spending time on the server and in people's streams as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope, absolutely. So yeah,
like, I've done events before where you're like, I need an admin, and there's absolutely nobody around. But this one, there's either somebody in your chat or on the server.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah, and even when there's other stuff, like I just did one of the community dungeon like nights on Friday, and so even like at one point my group was going, and then Melly and Rogue and their group was going, and like we needed something, and like it only took a couple minutes for Sid to come back to our group and like help out, and I was like, this is like, it's so well put together and just so, but it's so time consuming, and but they're there, and they're there to help, and you know they're always someone to just like answer a quick question, or if they don't have the answer, they're like, let me get you that as soon as I can. And so
It was like the other night, Sherb got in trouble just after I'd given him an elytra, and like instantly everybody's kind of like from different teams just stopped what they were doing, went to where he was, like try to help him pick all his stuff. But then we looked up and there was a floating piece of sand in the middle of the ceiling. I'm like, what is that? And everyone's like, oh, that's an admin.
Yeah.
If you see floating randomness, it's probably an admin hanging out, making sure everything's okay.
I thought it was a glitch. Because there was sand flying around all over the place. And I was like, what is that? Why is it stuck? And it's actually, even though somebody else was in trouble and everybody stopped to comment out, we still had an admin there present. Not that I knew it at the time. It was really fun.
Well, as we wrap things up, I know typically I had a couple more Minecraft questions, but I think we've probably filled in a decent amount of time, because this has just been awesome. As so far every single week I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go full into the charity gamers outreach and talking about the event itself, and then if we have time to talk Minecraft, we'll talk Minecraft. And I think it's been fun, and it shows that maybe I did talk too much Minecraft last year, because I was like, we've been able to fill this time pretty successfully with just Gamers Outreach charity and Guild Rush stuff. And I think that's awesome. It says a lot about you guys and the excitement that you guys get for the good cause, all the stuff that comes from it, and just how much fun you guys are having in your communities with this event, and the appreciation that you guys have for the mods and stuff. I will say, at the very beginning, you guys talked about YouTube or whatnot. I do like to just remind everybody that on my end, you guys have full permission to use what you want to use. If you guys want to form clips and stuff of this, if you want to do a montage, I am fully hoping. My goal is to, at the end of the month, sit down, go through these, and I want to kind of make about a 10 to 15 minute video And again, I'll DM everybody for permission on their ends
Oh,
of
that's
different things because I do believe in that.
Yes, but
But you
also
guys,
Dubs permission from me right now. That it's
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
It's
Same.
fine with
Okay.
me too. Yep.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I just wanted to put together like a 10 to 15 minute compilation video of just all the cool things that I heard from you guys and how to put it together and yeah. So I
Mhm.
think that would just be fun and
Please,
awesome.
if you want to use those examples where I said about in the hospital.
Okay, awesome. Perfect, Jen. I love every second of that. That's awesome. Thank you. So, I guess at this point I have to technically say goodbye.
Aw,
I know.
Thank
I
you,
know.
Dubs. Though it was fun hanging
Yeah,
out with
thank you so much.
everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm stuck in it. Yeah, no, whoa, what FOV am I in? Oh, it's so funny. What is standard? 70? Oh, I
Yep,
couldn't do
normal.
that. Oh,
I sit
I
on.
play on 90.
Oh, I just leave it at normal.
Normal? Oh,
Yeah. I don't know
interesting.
what normal is. Yeah.
Uh,
But that's what I vote. I don't know. You know what? Whenever somebody says I play weird, I'm like, you know what? Blame Blur because
Hey.
he didn't teach me. It's his fault.
Hey. No, I started out. Well, I didn't start out, but Malcolm had a bingo server for a while, and I was obsessed with it. And speedrunners tend to have a wider FOV, so like I just got used to widening my FOV for bingo, and then I just like kept it. I don't quite play Quake Pro there, J-Whip, but it feels
Minecraft
pretty
bingo
close.
is hilarious.
It is.
Which bingo is as the fetcher that you've been using? No.
I think we used to use Fetcher, yes.
Yeah,
I haven't done it
Nancy's
in a little
fetcher
while
is
though.
pretty good.
Yeah.
There's the one that I've been playing. I got it through the AT launcher. It's called Yet Another Bingo mod, and it's so user friendly. You can go through and you can put night vision on. You can do teams. You can do
Oh,
all
that's
this, but
cool.
you can also change it from items to advancements. And I've been playing the advancement one even before I got invited to this. And I didn't realize in playing that I'd actually been practicing for this.
Yeah. Richard Thornton made a mod not too long ago that basically takes instead of like bingo, you just speed run an item. So like the mod allows you to just speed run an item, and then it's a
Ooh.
random item every time you spawn into a different place. And then like within the mod, it keeps track of your time, like your best time and your average time for per item that you get. I've been slowly, yeah, I know I'm going to be obsessed with that when I have more time to do it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
It's wild.
It's very difficult to find these kind of mods on Bedrock, which is why I play all the mini games on Java, because
Right.
there's so many different changes and different updates, because it's a different computing language on Bedrock as well, which is why we don't have some things parodied. But trying to get the mechanics to work the same on Bedrock is why I do it on all the mini game stuff on Java.
No, that makes total sense. I was trying to figure out if somebody took a bite out of these cakes, but I guess not.
No, because the candles are
If
still
the
on them.
candles are still on them, they haven't, and I haven't lost any hunger sitting here, so I can't have any cake.
That makes sense.
Where's Sid with the knockback 2000 flower?
Right?
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, I had a blast. I am going to probably mute up and just kind of finish things out on my
quick
end.
question though, Doug.
Yes.
When do we get to see you run some dungeons?
It's in progress. I have some extra chaos / announcements that I'm sure I'll be making on it within the next week.
Yay!
So
Nice,
I'm excited. I don't want to. I have some people that might join me that might gain some excitement, and I don't want to burst any bubbles if that doesn't happen.
mhm.
So I'm just kind of yeah.
Well, I'll
That
be
makes sense.
looking out for that announcement
Yeah.
because I love the
Yeah.
dungeons.
I
Yeah.
love them so. Oh my god, they're
I-
so fun. They're so
I-
fun.
It's painful for me because I want to watch you guys have all the fun, but I'm also like I don't want to spoil myself. So I'm
mhm.
like I've
Yeah,
been
that's tough.
watching little blips and pieces, but like I really
Yeah.
haven't been watching the dungeon runs too much because I'm like I want to full go into it pretty blind.
Yeah.
So
I've been watching
am really
streams, but
glad.
I've been muting and just flicking
Yeah.
over to something else when people are doing dungeon runs, so I don't spoil it.
Yeah. I am really glad that admin added the dungeons
Me too.
for like the
Me
communities.
too.
Like I'm like I as soon as I saw that, as soon as I was allowed to talk, I was like, guys,
Oh,
let's
it's
go."
brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah.
So that was probably the hardest part about not, because obviously we have to keep everything secret till everything goes live. And I think that was actually harder than keeping secret that I was going to be part of the event and as a whole. It was more difficult to like keep from the people that I wanted to run dungeons with, like, hey, this is a thing we could do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
So
All right.
Well,
Well,
cool.
thank
That was
Dubs.
no,
thank
thank
you,
you
Dubs.
guys. Thank you guys for taking the time. I know this was a longer one, and I do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to do this. It means a lot. So,
Yeah,
all right,
thank
and but
you.
I
keep
can't
keep
wait.
it up. You guys getting like 15 days. Good luck with the advancement quest as well. May the best team just have a good time. And yeah, no, like I said, keep up the good work, and I'm sure I will see you in a dungeon soon. So,
Mhm.
all right,
Yay.
yeah.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
Dubs
Dubs.
chat.
Take care, guys.
bye.
All right.
Woo!
Don't mind me. I'm gonna awkwardly mute up.
All right, I'm gonna head over back to Blazing Caves. The Blazing Caves. How is so
Soup,
much
are
fun,
you
guys?
thinking about running a dungeon?
I actually have to get to bed because it's 9 p.m.
Oh,
my
that's
time.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Should we? I don't think I could do a dungeon run tonight. I just don't have the energy yet. Where am I? This is interesting. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. I'm supposed to just walk out of here, but it's also kind of cool. Trippy. Wait. Oh, I'm just like in the middle here. Can I peek out of the void? Hello? Hi! How's it going? Floating head! Floating head! Okay, I'll stop. Well, this has been a lot of fun, you guys. Dinner's basically ready. Yeah, need to eat something. But, yeah, this has been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. I want to say a very, very, very big thank you to the people who have donated this evening. Rogue Angel, thank you so much for the $25, and for the kids, $40, which is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. But you know what that means? You know what this means, you guys? You know what this means? We're gonna have a makeover stream.
This is the awkward thing where we say goodbye and then continue to walk in the same
Yeah, and
direction.
then I see. We're going the same way. Yeah.
So,
Little awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been, oh my goodness. So we're gonna have a special guest on the stream. A good friend of mine. She's absolutely amazing with like makeup and hair and all of that, and I'm like super excited to have her on my stream. And so we're gonna hopefully plan a day that works for both her and I. But yeah, I'm really excited. And I want to say thank you Glow Stitched for the follow. I appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead. Why don't we raid Math Girl? Because she's about to be doing some dungeons. Exciting, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and raid her this evening. I will be streaming again. Oh, it's Monday? It's Monday. I'm streaming tomorrow, you guys. Tomorrow. Oh, God, by the way, you guys, if you're not currently following Math Girl, please give her a follow when we get over there, because she's amazing content creator, so much fun to hang out with. She's here doing Guild Rush with us. She's on Dragonfell with us. She's absolutely fantastic. So do say hello to her when we head on over. What was I saying? I'm streaming tomorrow. Yeah, I was a bit nervous for the podcast, but I feel like it went really well. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Oh, also, to those of you on YouTube, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, YouTube.